Hey guys, good, the bad, the unusual. This is a contest entry for Robert. This is my second time doing it. The first one, I don't know what happened, if anyone watched it, because I noticed there was quite a few views before I deleted it. Audio was all jacked up, so I don't know. Anyway, everyone, check out Robert. He's holding a cool contest. He doesn't have very many entries, and I, along with him, would love to see entries to this because it's a great idea for a contest. Now, what he wants is for you to create a sequel to any film that you want, as long as it's not already got a sequel, or as long as it's not based off of a book that has a sequel. So I chose Battle Los Angeles. I finally got the steelbook in the mail. I know that I, in a different video, had said how we got the wrong one. We pre-ordered it and they sent us the wrong one. Blah blah blah. And big thank you to everybody, which was quite a few people that said, "Hey man, my Walmart has an extra copy," or "Hey, I can grab that up for you," or whatever. Thanks to all you guys, because that's really really kind of you. But that same day that I uploaded the video, we ordered the steelbook off of Amazon. We got it for $18, which is pretty good because we sold the other copy for $15, which is how much we paid for it. So we got the steelbook for $2 more, which is not bad at all. Anyway, I'm gonna briefly talk about the film just in case anybody hasn't seen it, and then I'm gonna jump right into where I think the sequel should start and all that stuff. So the movie follows a Marine unit who gets deployed to Los Angeles because aliens storm the beach and take the city. Aliens hit all the major cities that are on coastlines. They have one giant big ship that is the command and control center. The aliens are basically, from what I understand, like a hive mind. They have perfect command and control, but it comes from that center. And that is like ants, bees, things like that, where the queen controls all of their actions. So if you kill the queen, it doesn't necessarily kill them, but they lose their command and control. They don't really know what they're doing. It's like if you go to an ant colony, you dig it up, you smash the queen, they're going to live and they're going to keep doing whatever they do, but they don't really have any direction. They don't have a goal, so eventually they die off over time. And ants actually only last about a month or so without their queen. So that's what they're like. And it reminds me a lot of Ender's Game, the whole hive mind alien thing. I know that a lot of sci-fi films like to use that because hive mind is like the perfect command and control. And if you wanted to create perfect soldiers, that's what you would do. You would create a hive mind, and then you would create another leader under that, and then from there to the bottom would be just like basically grunt soldiers. And you kind of see that throughout the film. But anyway, it follows a staff sergeant who's about to get out of the Marines. He stays in to take these guys to Los Angeles. They get tasked out to go retrieve civilians from a police station. They're going to blow up the city, so they're supposed to grab up the guys, get out of the kill zone. They're going to drop these bombs, kill all the aliens, blah, blah, blah. So they go there, they grab the guys, they get out. What I really liked, though, is how tactically sound they really were. It was pretty much a squad-sized mission, maybe a little bit bigger than a squad. But the way they moved out was great. They had, alright, I'm in the Army. That's my job. I'm a paratrooper in the United States Army. So that's what I do. And I really appreciated the fact that it was so tactically sound. They had their saw gunners as point and rear security, which was great. They had 249s, which is the squad automatic weapon. They had those as, you want your firepower there. They had designated marksmen all the way down to the 3rd level, which is great. Just everything was perfectly sound. They had grenadiers who had 203s. It was excellent. It really was. I liked that they broke it down that far. They had someone who really knew their stuff to make them move and sound very tactical, and I like that. Or at least I could appreciate that, and it made it seem a lot more realistic. So by no means am I have dreamed many times while out on mission about killing aliens. I've never killed aliens, but I've dreamed about it many, many times, and I feel like I might be a subject matter expert on killing aliens. Now, I've never done it, but nobody has, and I put a lot of thought into it. So this movie I really liked it. I liked it more than District 9, but if you guys dug District 9, you might like it. So anyway, at the end of the movie, they get these civilians. They get out of the police station. They drop the bomb. Or no, they don't drop the bomb. I'm sorry. They're there. They're waiting for it. It never drops. They move out. They find the command and control center. They take it down. Then they go back. They get briefed by some colonel or something like that. And then at the end of the movie, they're heading back out into the city because now that the command and control center's down, the aliens have no real leadership. So they're going to go out into the city and mop them up. So that's where I would start the movie. I would start off right there. Boom. The birds are heading out back into the city. They're going to fast rope down onto some roof, work their way down, mop up the city, maybe designate each squad, just like they did at the beginning, a mission, a tasking for each area. So they're in charge of mopping that area up. So I would have it start like that. That way it's action-packed. You start with the big bang, and they're like, yeah, this is the shit. This is nice. Then I would have them they would take that staff sergeant. I would keep all the same surviving actors from the first one. I would use the same director, whoever did the special effects. I'm not a fan of CGI, but they did a really good job with it in that. So I would have this staff sergeant, after they mop up the city, he's briefing like all these generals and all these high-ranking dudes, and he's like, look, this is how we did it, this is the best way to do it, blah, 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 blah. Then they're going to brief him on, they found the command and control center that was in charge of all of the command and control centers that were at each area, each city. So there's one that's in charge of every city, and they're going to be like, look, we found this. And I had mixed feelings on this. At first I thought, oh, it'd be cool to put it in Antarctica or the North Pole. One, because that's what a smart enemy would do. You don't want your main command and control center to be assaulted because, you don't want that to be destroyed because then everyone else would be screwed. So, in a tactical sense, it would make a lot of sense to put it somewhere where it's not easily accessible. Just like how they buried it under the ground in the city. It's not noticeable. It was a great hiding spot. You don't want it to get bombed from above. Nothing like that. So if they put it in Antarctica or something, you're not gonna drive tanks up and blow it up. You're not gonna have field artillery close by. You're not gonna have anything to take this thing down. So that would make great tactical sense. But to make it more interesting, because who really wants to see a bunch of guys run around in the snow and fight aliens in the snow? It might be a little bit boring. So I thought, well, we could put it in Japan, a huge city, which is a little bit more like, say, Tokyo. Put it in Tokyo. Japan doesn't have an offensive army. That was signed into the treaty. World War II, they cannot have an offensive army. If they're ever invaded, America has to stand up for them and kick whoever's ass is trying to fucking invade Japan. So they don't have an army. So it would also make pretty good sense to put it there, but at the same time they have they have an army, but they just can't call it that. They have kick-ass police force. They could hold their own, I think, if they could run missions, but again, they're not on the same level. They don't have like field artillery and offensive fleets like Navy, Air Force, aircraft carriers, that kind of stuff. They don't do that anymore. So it would make a lot of sense to put it there too, and it would be more interesting. So you put this huge badass alien command and control center that's in charge of the entire operation there. Then you could have a global response force. You could have all the coolest dudes from all the armies around the world. You could have the Australian Special Forces doing shit, because those are some badass dudes. Those are some fucking heroes right there. You could have whatever those Russian dudes are called, Spetsnaz or whatever. Those dudes are some fucking badasses. You could have some Rangers from America. You could have I don't know. You could have all kinds of guys from all around the world. It would be pretty cool to see a global response in a film and have all their different weapon systems in the film, how they run operations. So it'd be great to end the film with them storming Tokyo from all around the world, all different kinds of vehicles and weapons, and just kicking the shit out of some water-sucking aliens. I think that'd be awesome. Again, I would also like no love interest. That was what was really cool about the film too. I was a little bit afraid that the staff sergeant and that Air Force chick were going to fall in love and have this romantic thing, but it never happened, and I thought that was awesome because it stayed true to the mission. You know, they kept their head in the game, and that was cool. And it'd be cool to see them do it again. Just kick the shit out of aliens in Japan, and stay true to the thing. No love interest, because that kind of takes it. For me, that would have ruined the movie, in all honesty. So that's it. Everybody, go check out Robert. I would love to see everybody's video responses to this. I think that there are just tons of films that you could do this for. And I actually had a hard time picking one film, but since I just watched this and it was fresh in my head, I figured I'd go with Battle Los Angeles. So everybody, subscribe, take it easy, have a good one. You're the best.